any time in your life. You can change, you can pivot, and you can start over. It's all up to you. Well, what's up, beautiful people, and welcome back to my channel. My name is Louise, and if you are new here, welcome. If you are a returning viewer, subscriber, or supporter, thank you so much. On this channel, we talk about all things hair, some things beauty, and all things healing. So in today's video, I'm going to be kind of going over my experience thus far. If you are not already following me on Instagram, then I'm gonna leave it right here so you can go ahead and follow me, because I asked my supporters, because I don't like to call them followers because these are just people who genuinely I feel support me. Yeah, so I asked my supporters some questions that they may be interested in knowing about this move since I'm in the United States. In doing so, I'm here with questions. You see me looking down is because I have the questions written out because there were a lot of questions. So one of the first questions that I was asked was, when did you know it was time? And by this question, I take that they mean, when did I know it was time to leave the United States? So for me, my experience might be a little bit different than others, but I'd already had this in my mindset for at least the last 2 years, and that's because I've been a mom for 2 years. So ultimately, this decision is something that was brewing in my mind. Obviously, God put it on my heart, He put it in my mind, so it was just left to me to execute the situation. I sold my house, thus leaving me with a good amount of money to be able to choose what I wanted to do next with my life. So in doing so, I was like, I don't want to stay here in the United States, spend all my money, because we know, capitalism. So I was like, let me just revisit this plan. So what I did was I called up someone who I thought was a friend at the time, who was also living abroad, and I just started kind of pouring out my feelings in that moment. And she was like, girl, just come out here. Which leads me to the second question. What made me choose Curacao? And the answer is, I did not. I did not choose Curacao. Curacao was never even somewhere that I even knew existed before coming here. I visited Aruba, but I wasn't familiar with the ABC Islands. I just knew someone who was already on the island. She was a youth. Her and her husband were here from the United States as well, so I felt comfortable enough to bring my son and I out here and to start life. So to answer the question, I did not choose Curacao. I knew someone that was here, so it made it easier for me to go ahead and transition, because I already knew someone from the United States who would probably have faced some of the same things that I would go through, but they were already here, so I was like, go ahead and take my chances. The next question is, how was finding a place in Curacao? I'll be 100% transparent, open, and honest with you all. It was not that easy, and I say that because if you are a native to a country, sure, it may be easy, but as a foreigner, it was not that easy for me to find a place, because a lot of owners or landlords, if you will, they don't really want to rent to foreigners, simply because you got to think about it. Like a foreigner, especially if you got your home country is the United States, at any given time, you could just be like, I'm gone, shut the deuces and be out. And so what I kept running into when I first started looking for apartments was that everybody wanted me to sign a year lease. And that, I'm gonna be honest with y'all, when I first came out here, a year lease sounded very enticing. However, after being out here for almost 90 days now, I know that I no longer want to live in Curacao. It's not because of the people, not because of the island, but because of how expensive it is to actually live. In the process of looking for a place, I think my son and I may have visited like four different apartments. And the place that we are currently living in, we didn't even find this place. We didn't even look for this place. We didn't even God. That's all I'm gonna say, but God. Because how it worked was, the guy who rented me the car for the first month that I was here, I was also communicating and telling him like my situation, like, hey, I'm a foreigner, looking for a place, you're trying to come over here and start a new life. And so at the end of my place, and when he brought me here, I was like, this is it. This is it. Now, I will talk about some other stuff further along in the video that I wish I would have known prior to, or just in our next move, in our next endeavors, what I will do and incorporate next time. Some of the challenges that I ran into was trying to get the water put into my name here. Here, the electricity is prepaid. The gas sometimes is included in the rent, and then sometimes you have to pay for it separately. So that's easy. The gas is easy. That's not a problem. But the water, you actually have to get it cut on through Aqua. And so by doing that, you need to have all of your, you need to have a Dutch passport or a Netherlands ID, and I have neither. What I needed to do was find a place where the water was already included, or where there was a landlord who was willing to put the water in their name, and then I just pay them monthly. So that's definitely something you want to check before you actually leave the United States, on how the housing works over there, how, you know, getting to places. Another challenge that I ran into, and it's just like this in the United States, so just be wary, is that, yeah, sure, you may run into some places that are a little less expensive, right? But they may or may not be the safest, or they may or may not be in the safest parts of the island or wherever you're going. So just be cognizant of that. That's why I said that I'm blessed that this opportunity presented itself when it did, because I feel completely safe where we are. I feel safe for my son. I feel safe for myself. I just feel safe. One of the fun questions I got was, what is it like trying multicultural foods? So for me, before I left the United States, I wasn't eating like that because, well, depression, and because, well, anxiety, and all of the things in between. However, the moment I touched down on this island, you gotta know your girl done gained like 10 to 15 pounds because I've been eating. And I can say the food here is chef's kiss. It's amazing. I've tried Asian food, I've tried Thai food, I've tried Chinese food, I've tried Jamaican food, I've tried food that's native to the island. I have tried, I'm not gonna say everything because there's still some, oh, I tried Arabian food the other day too. Oh, you know it's good when you just break out of dance. The only food that I'm still kind of like searching for that I haven't found that was amazing yet was Indian food. And I tried some food down in Punda, some Indian food down in Punda a while back, and it wasn't, and I love Indian food. It didn't hit. It didn't hit. So I gotta find another place on the island, because that's one thing that I can say is there are so many restaurants, so many places here to eat from that are both native to the island and that are multicultural, that are from different backgrounds. So I love that. So the next question is, what do you love most about Curacao? I'm not gonna compare this to anything I've ever experienced in life, but all I'm gonna say is the people here are a lot more generous. And I say that because they're generous with their time, they're generous with their energy, they're generous with their knowledge. They are so open here. And I think that that just made me initially want to stay, but then the expenses made me want to leave. Scenery, like the views, the island, the architecture, the beauty of what this island has to offer, the beaches, the food. Like, it's so much to love here. There really is so much to love here on the island. I am excited that I was afforded the opportunity to come here and to experience this type of vibe, because I feel like the United States before I left was so heavy. I just needed something different, something new. And I'm glad that this was what I got, because it showed me that, one, everybody in the world is not out to get you. Two, there are still generous people in the world. And three, life is what you make. And for my final question, if you had to do it all over again, would you do it the same way? And my answer to that question is yes and no. I would still leave the United States in the same manner in which I did. However, I I would do a lot more research. I'm a big researcher anyway, so I don't know what was, I think it was just trying to get the hell out of the United States, so I didn't do as much research as I normally would have, but yes, I would leave still. No, I would not do it in the manner that I did as far as the research, as far as just being abreast of the culture and things like that before I came. Other than that, I would say I would do it the same exact way. The same movements, because I want to do it again. This experience, I'm just thankful for having, because it's going to set me up for more experiences like this in the future. The knowledge, being able to know the questions to ask, being able to know what to research before you go there. So I'm just glad that I took this leap of faith and this jump to try something that a lot of people probably only aspire to do. I am just thankful for the opportunity. I'm thankful for it all. I'm thankful for the people that I've met on this island that have assisted me with not only getting my place, but learning some of the must-see places around the island, as well as childcare and all of the things in between. That's it. Those are all the questions. I was trying to keep this short and sweet. Those are all the questions that were asked. So I'm gonna leave y'all with this. There are times in our life where we know we need to make a change, we need to shift, we need to pivot, we need to do something different. It's up to us whether we're going to actually make that change. Just know that at any time in your life, you can change, you can pivot, and you can start over. It's all up to you. Thank you guys so much for watching my video. I'll see y'all in my next one. Bye.